Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It's Monday once again, which means it's time for another daily race strategy guide. This week it is Group 2 cars round Autopolis Raceway, 12 laps, times 13 tyre wear, times 3 fuel, and we have the choice of racing medium and hards. I've got to admit, this is the first time I've been a little bit peeved off with Polyphony Digital. With the repetition of the races, as this is the exact same race as we had in September. Not so much, I don't mind them using the same types of car and track. What does annoy me though is that it's exactly the same settings in regards to laps, tyres, tyre wear and fuel depletion. Which unfortunately is just a little bit lazy on PD's part. You'd use the same car and the same track but use different settings and totally change the dynamics of the race. But they went with exactly the same settings as they used in September, which was actually exactly the same settings as they used in March. Now when the race came in September, I made a video, a strategy guide for this race, so I'm just going to add that onto this video rather than make a whole new one. I've had a re-watch of it and I think it adequately provides all the strategy guidelines and options for the race. It's a little bit rough around the edges. It was one of my very first videos that I made, but I'll leave it here anyway. Hopefully you find it helpful for the race. I shall see you on the track. I'll leave you with that strategy guide coming up right now. Hello and welcome to the video. This is going to be a quick strategy guide on this week's Daily Race C on GT Sport. It is Group 2 cars at Autopolis International Raceway. Fuel set to times 3, tyre wear set to times 13, and you have the choice of using medium or hard tyres. So the first thing we're going to discuss is fuel. Fuel set to times 3. And you'll be pleased to hear that after a couple of weeks of fuel saving races, there was no such requirement to save fuel for this race. Plenty of fuel to last to the end of the race. You can rev the engine as much as you want and just not give any concern whatsoever to fuel. So the second thing we'll have a wee look at is the hard tyres. I've done a quick test on the hard tyres compared to the medium tyres, and they're about a second a lap slower. The sort of circuit where you need grip, so the time difference adds up quite quickly compared to the two tyres. So the hard tyres about 1 second a lap slower than the mediums, and as you do the race, the sort of crossover point where the hard tyre starts to match the medium tyres about lap 4, and it's maybe a little bit quicker on laps 5 and 6. But the difference in the early laps is too great to really make the hard tyre an option. And that goes as far as the one-stop, even the one-stop, as the no-stop, the non-stop. No stopping in this race is just not a competitive option. With the recent update, the pit stop time has been shortened from around about 16 seconds down to about 8 seconds. So if you try to do a non-stop and the drop off in the tyre performance, you're going to be losing 4 seconds a lap in the last quarter of the race. The one stoppers will just absolutely gobble you up. It's just not an option as far as I'm concerned. So moving on to the one stop, you can see it on the screen. This is my one stop run that I'm doing. I'm just coming in from my pit stop on lap 6. It's a tricky little pit lane. You've got to make sure you avoid the barriers because you can pick up a penalty for hitting them. And you see there just how quick the car is into the box. It used to be a sort of 5, 6, 7 second delay between entering the pits and the car getting into the pit box itself. If you look at lap times there, that's about a 12 second loss on the track for the in lap. And when we transfer here, you'll see the out lap is a 1:37, and that's about 4 seconds quicker than what would be a normal lap at that time had you stayed out. So the pit stop loss comes in around about 8 seconds, maybe even only 7 seconds. So we're coming to the end of my one stop run here. This is the last lap. The drop off in tyre performance is around about between lap 1 and 6 over the course of each stint. around about 2.5 seconds, which is quite significant. The car feels okay for the majority of the stint. You have grip in the corners. The drop off in lap time appears to come from struggling in the traction zones and your braking zones extending as each lap goes on. So it's easy to make mistakes in the braking at the end of the stints just because the tyres don't quite have the stopping performance it did just a couple of laps previous, and that's going to catch people out. So into the tricky last sector of Autopolis. Lots of high speed corners where lateral grip's really important, and as the tyres degrade, this is just, you're just losing time here. The car feels okay going round them, but definitely you're losing time lap on lap as you get deeper into each stint. Now, as we come up to finish the one stop here, my finishing time, the way I set this run up in a lobby, is going to be 20 minutes 6 seconds, or 20 minutes 6.5 seconds. So 20.06.5. Now moving on, we're going to take a look at the 2-stop run here. You can see on the screen, I did my pit stops in lap 4 and 8. Just evenly splitting the race distance. The advantage here is you're only doing 4 laps on each set of tyres, so you've got good grip for the majority of the race. Well, not the majority of the race, the whole race. The tyres even in lap 4 are still very good. The real drop off comes on laps 5 and 6. Okay, and into the pit stop here. This is my second pit stop in this run, I believe. Okay, you just see how quickly the car's into the pit box, and we're out. Back on the track, lap 9. Now in this run here, and I did the 2-stop, I did this last stint pretty poorly. Didn't manage to set a fastest lap when I really should have. The tyres are at their freshest with the lowest fuel, so this is where I should have been in the 37s in at least 2 laps. Well, at least 1 lap in this run. But that didn't quite transpire, so there's definitely time to be found on this run that I did on the 2-stop. Now, testing these runs back to back, the conclusion I came to is, based on my finishing times for each run, is that the 1-stop is quicker. It was quicker by about 3 seconds when I take everything into consideration. That's including just not really nailing this final stint on the 2-stopper. Also, there was also time to be found in the 1-stopper, but I definitely lost more time. Just little mistakes in the 2-stopper. So the difference between a 1-stop and a 2-stop, if you've got clear air to run and maximise them, is around about 3 seconds. However, in race conditions, obviously, if you 2-stop, you're going to start hitting traffic. So that's an advantage to the 1-stop. So to me, the best strategy is definitely going to be the 1-stop. And what you're going to have to decide is whether you're going to stop in lap 5, 6 or 7. If you're going to split the race in 2 by stopping in lap 6, gives you the best balance and tyre performance, but the undercut by pitting on lap 5 is going to be huge. It's going to be in the region of like 3 seconds you could gain on a competitor. But then you're obviously going to be struggling come the last lap on the second stint, because you'll be doing 7 laps on that one. So all these little things have to be taken into consideration. Now, an interesting thing about this race is that when I first started playing GT Sport back in March, this was the exact settings for Daily Race C. It was Group 2 Autopolis with fuel at 3, tyres at 13, medium and hards. And I have a replay from back then, and I took a look at it before I started doing these runs, and I was able to do low to mid 138s on that run. Now, bearing in mind I'd only been playing the game for a week, so I was quite surprised that I wasn't really set lap times much quicker, where I'd expected to be at least a second quicker. I'm definitely a faster player than what I was back then, so I think the physics change. There's also been a change to the way the tyres work, has had an effect on the Group 2 cars. I think they are a bit slower. I'd be interested to see if other people find that out. So we're coming to the end of the 2-stop run here. It's going to be a 20 minutes 10 seconds 0.0. As I say, 3 seconds slower than the 1-stop. The times are on the screen. Enjoy the race, and I'll see you on the track.